Let's jump right in. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most heavily anticipated vehicle overhauls of the entire decade, the 2027 Toyota Fortuner. For years, this thing has just absolutely dominated the midsize SUV market across the globe. But Toyota is about to shake things up in a massive way. So let's get into this explainer and see exactly what's coming our way.
Now you've got to wonder, right? Why mess with a good thing? Why change a winning formula? The Fortuner has built this legendary, almost bulletproof reputation for unshakable off-road reliability and absolute toughness. Buyers have been flocking to it for nearly 2 decades because, well, it just works, no matter what you throw at it. So why would Toyota risk messing with that kind of success by giving it a complete top-to-bottom overhaul?
Well, industry insiders are literally calling this the biggest transformation the nameplate has seen since its original launch back in 2005. You see, while owners absolutely love the durability, they've been getting pretty vocal about their pain points lately. The cabin feels incredibly dated, it relies way too heavily on hard plastics, and the ride itself can feel overly firm, especially on city streets. Toyota has clearly heard those critics loud and clear, and they are finally taking decisive action.
Section 1. The Fortuner's biggest transformation.
To really grasp the scale of this necessary change, just think about how incredibly popular the current generation is. In core markets, places like Southeast Asia, the Middle East, India, and Africa, it is an absolute sales juggernaut. Just in South Africa alone, it sold nearly 10,000 units in 2025, which actually made it the 15th most popular passenger vehicle in the entire country. Buyers have willingly accepted a lack of cutting-edge tech just to get that proven, Hilux-based reliability. But Toyota knows that trade-off isn't going to last forever.
So what's Toyota's fix? They are completely ditching that old plasticky cabin. Instead, the 2027 Fortuner is getting a massive tech and luxury upgrade. We're talking dual 12.3-inch digital screens, soft-touch materials everywhere, and, for the literal first time in the model's history, a panoramic sunroof. It's a massive leap forward, aimed squarely at giving buyers an interior that finally actually matches its premium price tag.
Moving on to Section 2, Power, Platform, and Efficiency.
Under the hood, the magic number is 564. That's 564 Newton-meters of torque, which should make any off-road or towing enthusiast extremely happy. The primary powertrain is expected to be a highly modernized version of their proven 2.8-liter turbocharged diesel engine. But with these new upgrades, we're looking at the output getting bumped up to roughly 215 horsepower, delivering all that essential low-end grunt you need when you're tackling difficult terrain.
But how are they hitting those numbers? Well, Toyota's bringing in a 48-volt mild hybrid system, and honestly, it's a brilliantly smart compromise for rural and off-road buyers. It uses a small lithium-ion battery that charges right up through regenerative braking. It smooths out the stop-start system, gives you better low RPM torque, and bumps up real-world fuel economy by a very respectable 8 to 12%. And the absolute best part? No plug-in charging required. Zero range anxiety when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Now, you might have heard some rumblings online about electrification. Some international reports have dropped hints about a potential 193 horsepower fully electric version that supposedly gets about 240 kilometers of range. However, reliable automotive sources in the UK have stepped in to clarify that a fully electric model is actually not planned for the Fortuner's core markets. So, that mild hybrid approach? That is definitely the main focus right now.
Underpinning all of this is the platform itself. Toyota is sticking with an updated version of the IMV ladder frame platform, which is the exact same one they use in the new 9th generation Hilux. You might be wondering, hey, why aren't they using the Land Cruiser's super advanced TNGA-F platform? Well, keeping the updated IMV platform is actually a super strategic move. It dramatically improves structural rigidity and ride comfort, finally fixing that old bumpy ride, while making sure the Fortuner's price stays accessible for its target audience.
Section 3. Cyber Sumo and Interior Tech. Okay, Cyber Sumo. That is what Toyota is actually calling this new, highly aggressive, Hilux-inspired redesign. It looks fantastic. We're talking slim LED headlights, a really bold honeycomb grille, and a much wider, more upright front fascia. The muscular wheel arches give it this fantastic planted stance. But honestly, the most welcome change might just be at the back. It's getting a full-width LED rear light bar. This, finally gives the Fortuner a distinct modern identity at night.
When you actually step inside, it's like a whole new world. Toyota is completely transforming the driving experience here. We already touched on the dual 12.3-inch screens and that historic panoramic sunroof.
But add to that wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 360-degree surround camera, which is a lifesaver for parking a vehicle this massive, and ventilated front seats, which are finally expected to be standard on higher trims. It's an overhaul that truly answers the competition.
Section 4. Next-Gen ADAS Safety Suite.
Let's be real for a second. Historically, the Fortuner has kind of lagged behind when it comes to advanced driver assists, but not anymore. Test mules that were spotted out in Thailand clearly show radar sensors built right into the new design. That means we're getting a full suite of safety tech: autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, the whole shebang. For families who rely on this as their daily driver, this is an absolute game changer for peace of mind.
Section 5. Pricing, Rivals, and Release.
So, when can we actually get our hands on this? Based on those camouflage test mules running around out there, development is already very advanced. We're expecting a global debut over in Thailand in late 2026. From there, it's looking like an early 2027 target launch for India, followed closely by mid-2027 rollouts across the rest of the core markets, places like South Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia.
Now, Toyota isn't making these moves in a vacuum, right? The competition is fierce. The Ford Everest has been pushing hard with a highly refined cabin and plug-in hybrid options, so Toyota is hitting back with that major interior tech overhaul. Then you have the Mahindra XUV 700 offering huge features at a lower price point. Toyota's response is to finally standardize the ADAS safety suite. And against the super value-oriented Isuzu MU-X, Toyota's choice to use the updated IMV platform keeps their pricing competitive while keeping that bulletproof reputation intact.
All right, the moment of truth. What is the bottom line? While official pricing isn't out quite yet, industry projections are expecting a baseline price right around $40,000 or your local equivalent. That reflects an expected 8 to 12% price hike over the current outgoing models. But look, when you factor in the totally new platform, those dual digital screens, the mild hybrid system, and the comprehensive safety suite, it's pretty easy to see exactly where that extra money is going.
Which really brings us to the ultimate question for this explainer. Toyota clearly identified the problem, an aging, plasticky, firm-riding vehicle, and they are delivering an incredibly decisive solution. But here's what I want to leave you with today. Will these massive tech upgrades and that higher price tag actually be enough to keep the Fortuner at the very top of the SUV food chain? We are definitely going to have to wait until those covers finally come off in late 2026 to know for sure. Thanks so much for diving into this with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.